Assalamu alaikum and good greeting. So the same question as the two previous questions. Does Quran actually teach hatred towards Christians and Jews? So this comment actually stated, I also said that the Quran and the Hadith preached hatred towards Jews and Christians. And he listed verses from the Quran. We have covered two videos for two different verses. Now this is the third video. So we will go to Surah number 5. Here we have verse 51. Also here we have verse 60. So both will be covered in this video. So we will take a look at Surah 5 verse 51 as well as Surah 5 verse 60. Right, so let's go to the verse. So this is Surah 5 verse 51. So we will start here and we'll go through some of the verses until verse 60. Verse 51 and verse 60 is within the same discussion. So we'll go through the narrative and see whether it is justified to say that these verses actually teach hatred towards Christians and Jews. Let's see. So verse 51. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تتخذوا اليهود والنصارى أولياء بعضهم أولياء بعض ومن يتولهم منكم فإنه منهم إن الله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين. صدق الله العظيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا, oh you people that who believe, those who have iman. لا تتخذوا اليهود والنصارى أولياء. Do not take al-Yahud wal-Nasara, the Christians, awliya, as your allies. So I think this is the word that will be in discussion here, because in some translation it is translating it as friends. I'm not sure how, I'm not sure why, but it is sometimes translated as friends. بعضهم أولياء بعض. Some of them are allies with some of them. ومن يتولهم منكم, and whoever takes them, yatawallahum, meaning take them as awliya, as wali, as allies, minkum, among you, fa innahu minhum, and you are among them. Inna Allah la yahdil qawma zalimin. Indeed, Allah do not guide the people, those who have done wrongdoing. So how is this? The claim is saying that this is teaching hatred towards Christian and Jews. Now, number one, there's a discussion about what is actually meaning here, because Allah says, do not take a Yahud or Nasara as awliya. Now, that's one thing. What is awliya? Because Allah says, do not take them as awliya. However, even if you take some translation that says this is translated as friends, do not take them as friends, does that mean that you are teach to hate them? So that's one thing. Some people say, yeah, all of those who are not my friend, I hate them. For example, some people are like that. So they would see that if any instruction not to be friend, something that implies directly to hate them. I'm not sure how that makes sense, but for some people it does. Now, this verse doesn't mean that you shouldn't be friend as what the normal way we mean friend, right? I do have friend that is a Christian. I do not have a personal friend from the Jewish faith. I do not have, because I do not know any people here in Malaysia that is from Jewish faith. But friends that is from Christian background, one of my Chinese friend is from Catholic background. We could consider that Nasara, right? So is it wrong to be friend like that? No, it's not wrong. The discussion here is awliya, right? So we will see how this word is being used in this narrative itself, right? And here is allies. And if you know the context of many of this verse, it's when the direct conflict between the truth and the falsehood is in direct conflict. It's not like in a society where you live together. It is where a certain direct clashing is going on. And then this sentence says, do not take them as your allies, right? It's within that context. If you take these verses outside of that context, as if myself and my neighbor, etc., then obviously it is off context. That's a problematic way to understand verses that have specific context. But anyway, let's take a look, because there's another verse, so let's take a look at some of the verses. So let's see, because we do not want to make this too long. Okay, because we want to see this word. This is waliyukum, right? So the word wali is being used. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. This is verse 55. إنما وليكم الله ورسوله والذين آمنوا الذين يقيمون الصلاة ويؤتون الزكاة وهم راكعون. Only your ally is Allah and His Messenger and those who have iman. Now, Muslim do not refer to Allah as friend. Do you understand? Meaning that when Allah says your ally, is Allah and the messenger and those who have iman. So it's not in the context of normal friends, right? The previous verse say do not take them as wali, but your wali is actually Allah and the messenger and the people of iman. It's not about friend, because no Muslim would consider the word friend to be how we refer ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some Christian do, Muslim don't, right? Muslim don't. So it is beyond friend. It is like ally, your ally within this conflict, clashing. And then وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ. So again, this is wali. Yatawalla, again same word as the awliya, wali, etc. Right? وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فَإِنَّ حِزْبَ اللَّهِ هُمُ الْغَالِبُونَ. So if you understand the context, here it says, whoever take as wali, as your ally, Allah and Rasul and the mu'min, فَإِنَّ حِزْبَ اللَّهِ, they are the party, meaning when we say Hizbullah, right? Not that group that name them Hizbullah, right? Not that group. This is in the sense that you are the party or the pack of Allah. وَهُمْ غَالِبُونَ, and you will be those are the victorious, right? So there's a specific context behind this. Why is this word like this? Because it is with regard to the context of a clashing battle between al-haq and al-batil. So let's see verse 57. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu la tattakhizul ladzina ittakhadhu dinakum huzwan wa la'iban minal ladzina utul kitaba min qablikum wal kuffara awliya wattaqullaha in kuntum mu'minin. O people who have iman, or the believer, la tatakhizul ladzina takhazu dinakum, do not take those who actually take your religion huzwa, they actually ridicule your religion, wala'iba, and make fun of. So do not take these people that actually have this behavior, like they make fun of, they ridicule Islam. Minal ladzina utul kitab min qablikum, from those who have been given the book from before them. Right, so there's a group of people of the book that have this behavior. Basically, do not take this kind of people that actively ridicule your religion, actively make fun of your religion, be it from the Ahlul Kitab or the Kuffar, as awliya, as your ally, as your wali. Wattaqullah in kuntum mu'minin. And fear Allah, of course that's loosely translated, in kuntum mu'minin, if you are a believer. So again, if you read through, there's a narrative and there's a context. There's some behavioral aspect behind what is the instruction, right? Early instruction is do not take them as your wali or your allies. So there's something being described as well as their behavior. So if you are not behaving like this and actually directly opposing the truth, etc., so it's not about you, right? So we are talking about specific context here. And then وَإِذَا نَادَيْتُمْ إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ اتَّخَذُوهَا هُزُوًا وَلَعِبًا ذَلِكَ بَأَنَّهُمْ قَوْمٌ لَا يَعْقِلُونَ. And when you make a call for prayer, اتَّخَذُوا هُزُوًا وَلَعِبًا, still they have this behavior of make fun of, ridicule. ذَلِكَ بَأَنَّهُمْ قَوْمٌ لَا يَعْقِلُونَ. Right? So those are their behavior, right? قُلْ يَا أَهْلَ الْكِتَابِ, say, Ya Ahlul Kitab, or people of the book, Hal tankimuna minna illa an amanna billahi wa ma unzila ilayna. Do you resent from us except an aminu billahi wa ma unzila ilayna? Is the very reason that you resent us is that we believe in Allah, we have iman in Allah, and what have been revealed to us. Suddenly Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is being given revelation and not from the Bani Israel. وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِن قَبْلُ وَأَنَّ أَكْثَرُهُمْ فَاسِقُونَ. So this is the context. This is the context of what happening behind the very first verse that we read, that is allegedly teaching hatred. It is actually a response to what is happening. So do not take them as allies in this confrontation. And then this is another verse. So he mentioned two verses. 51 is one of it, and 60 is another one that supposedly is teaching hatred. قُلْ هَلْ أُنَبِّئْكُمْ بِشَرٍّ مِّن ذَلِكَ مَثُوبَةً عِندَ اللَّهِ. Say, shall I inform you of the worst from that as a recompense from Allah? من لعنه الله وغضب عليه وجعل منهم القردة والخنازير وعبد الطاغوت. Whoever that have been cursed by Allah, and Allah become angry, وغضب عليهم, upon him, وجعل منهم, and have made of them apes and swines, and who worship a false deity. أولئك شر مكانا وأضل عن سواء السبيل. Those are worse position and farthest astray from even way, or the path, the truth path. So this is not verse, and I think he is referring to this part because this verse implies that there are people from the book that have been turned into apes. So some people say it's the Jews that is been turned into apes. So it means that this kind of verse is to hate them. Really? Because, okay, let's read it through the narrative. What's going on here? Qul hal nu'unabbi'ukum. See, do you want me to explain or to inform you, hal nu'unabbi'ukum bisyarrin min zalik, a worse punishment from what have been mentioned earlier, right? As a recompense from Allah. Those people that trigger Allah's anger and turn to apes. What have they done? So let's take a look here. وَإِذَا جَاءُوكُمْ قَالُوا آمَنَّا وَقَدْ دَخَلُوا بِالْكُفْرِ وَهُمْ قَدْ خَرَجُوا بِهِ وَاللَّهُ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا كَانُوا يَكْتُمُونَ. And when they come to you and they say, we believe, but certainly they entered with disbelief, and they have certainly went out with it, and Allah knows best of what they were hiding. Right, so they say we believe, but actually they don't. And then وَتَرَى كَثِيرٌ مِّنْهُمْ يُسَارِعُونَ فِي الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ وَأَكْلِهِمُ السُّحْتِ لَبِئْسَ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. And you see many of them hastening in sin and the transgression and eat the forbidden. Truly evil what they were doing. And then we'll go with this verse. لولا ينهاهم الربانيون والأحبار عن قولهم الإثم وأكلهم السحت لبئس ما كانوا يصنعون. Why do not forbid them, the rabbi and the religious scholar? So the Rabbaniyun and Ahbar, so the rabbis and the religious scholar, why haven't they forbid from what? From their saying and their sinful act, and they eating what shouldn't be eating, forbidden, surely evil what they have done. So this is just an example of, it is not about hating a group of people because of their ethnicity, because of their background, etc. It has nothing to do with it. It is about, Allah mentioned that some people are punished because of what they do. So if you read through, and this is consistent throughout the Quran, people are being punished, people are getting anger from Allah, not because of they are Jewish, not because of they are from these people, they are from this tribe, etc. It is because of what they have done, right? And that's a constant theme in the Quran. So, okay, first, any Muslim that read this properly will not suddenly become hatred, become having hate toward other people. We learn from people's mistake. Okay, there are people that have gone astray, that even when Prophet have come to them, they did this and they have gained Allah's anger, so I shouldn't be doing the same mistake. So that's the linking point, right? It's not about, oh, these people, you should be hating them. You cannot find that. We have covered, this is the third video, I think, right? Is it the third? Yeah. You cannot find in any of the verse that some people claiming as if it is so obvious that it is teaching hate, unless you coming into the verse with some preconceived notion, so you can see things that is not there. But if just you read this and read through the narrative, you will not end up, okay, I should hate them. No, right? This is a lesson for us, that Allah has keep repeating that some people keep on doing this wrongdoing. That's why they gain Allah's anger. That's why they're going astray. So it's a lesson for us. Do not make them as allies in this conflict between those who want to bow down and submit to God and those who make fun of those people who submit to God, right? Do not take them as allies instead of this one. Is that's the discussion, right? So if you are not among those who simply just want to make fun of those people just because they obey God, etc., why should you think this is about you, right? It's not. Is inviting you actually to be part of those who submit to God, basically, right? Alright, so this is from Surah 5. We have covered 3 videos, and next, inshallah, we'll continue with the remaining verses in the comment that claim that this verse is teaching hate. And so far, we haven't seen any of this actually teaching any hate, right? So with that, thank you for watching. See you next time.